All right, we're back in action. Tonight it rained a good bit, and didn't really have anything else to do but work on what I've been trying to work on. So, um, I'll just kind of fill you guys in on what I've done. Um, my biggest thing, other than getting enough Mercer spheres to get all these basic resources constantly being uploaded, I didn't really have anything up here. I'm currently making motors for the 27 other geothermal generators that I'll be making. So that's just kind of running in the background. My little dedicated server stopped at 8 just to refresh, so I didn't want to go live before then, but just basically been playing most of the evening. My biggest thing of this evening was the oil. I worked on a lot of like the prep work last night, but this evening I started getting it all together. And this was a combination between the alternate recipe for the circuit boards that required rubber and petroleum coke. We're also making fuel. We're also doing plastic and rubber, and also, producing the fuel canisters as a byproduct of all the plastic. So, and everything else is just kind of getting uploaded into the sync, all the extra stuff. But I ended up only using 3 of the nodes, and I still definitely need to do some decorations. So hopefully we can do that another day. Just get more fuel out. I've just been manually mining a lot of sulfur. I definitely need to get a sulfur mine going just so I can start doing the smokeless powder and the like bullets and explosives and all that stuff. So this is the monstrosity that I built today. It's all done like 5:30 to 25 minutes ago. So took a good bit just to think through everything. But we got 3 oil refineries, 1 impure and 2 normal nodes. Excuse the pipe work. We've got. I'll just start up top. We've got 240 crude oil going into 8 refineries. 4 are set to plastic, 4 set to rubber. We've got byproducts of heavy oil residue getting put into petroleum coke, and then residual fuel, and then the rest of it is getting packed up and actually just synced because I didn't have a use for it. Still a good bit of plastic, good bit of rubber being produced constantly. That's where the petroleum coke gets filled out, and that's where the residual fuel gets done. Rubber gets split, half sold and half used for the circuit board recipe, which is again just rubber and petroleum coke. So it's pretty consistently putting these out, and then the extra fuel from the residual recipe, I'm just jumping into two fuel generators that are pretty consistently, um, producing power. So I also have 3 sinks, so 1 for polymer resin down here. I will probably find a water node at some point just so I can make a good bit of fabric. But we've got packaged fuel for days, most of it getting uploaded. If it's not getting uploaded, it's stored in this ginormous container. We got backfill as well if we need it. And the rest of it goes up, over, and of course being sunk. So we've got all this extra rubber, plastic that I don't really have a use case for now, but I will, as I get into computer factory, stuff like that. which is not a step for today because I don't want to be on too late. I've already been on a good bit, and I want to work on my geothermal generators. So while this is kind of just passively going, sinking points for me. Any tickets? One. I'll just leave it. I did find a tip that, like, anywhere in the world, all my sinks are over here, and then at my factories, I don't have one back home. Just I don't like the build of it. I don't know. I don't like the way it looks. So I just have them for function. You can actually just place one in the world. So you can just, you know, pop one down, and then even though you have no power, you can actually just still have your coupon. So did I accidentally? No, I didn't. And then the same thing, you could just build a awesome shop and spend your coupons on the go as well. So you have one motor. We've got the summer sloop in the assembler. We're just kind of mass crafting as many, not as many, but like a good bit of rotors and stators. And do I have any? I have one motor, that's it. Okay. And then we just need to manually craft the high-speed connectors, and then the copper sheets just are a byproduct of creating the um, AI box. I forget what they're called now. AI limiters, which we just have so many of them, and then we're selling the rest of them. So copper sheets are just kind of byproduct though, and they're just being dumped into storage. So nothing too crazy. Over here, still have our truck going back and forth. Should probably put a depot on this, and might honestly just need a bigger storage in general. Ooh, I cannot pick up that many. Guess we'll do partially underground. And we'll do those and face the dimensional depot the other way. A little gross, but it'll just have to do for now. Hopefully this lets this move along some. I think reinforced plate factory. I don't even know what I need them for. Maybe the versatile frameworks or some of the milestone goals. But speaking of which, another thing that I've just been throwing materials in is the entirety of 5 and 6, other than railway signaling, which I don't really plan on using just yet. I know I'll need them for the big monorail system that I plan on implementing, but who knows? Um, Good bit of each kind of coming out. We honestly have a good bit of protein. We might as well do a craft of all that stuff as well. Get some water while this. Perhaps.